This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Welcome to Dead Radio.
We're not doing that.
How did she come to have sex with a dead man?
Don't call me Radio Unit 91.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man!
He's God here in this radio station.
Place where the dead speak.
Rebel Radio!
I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
You ever think about doing radio?
My team is dead!
But you're not crazy. You're me. And this is just radio.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
All right. Here we go. It's a big night.
This will be our third Moss Spectacular.
Yeah.
Keeping Christ out of Christmas since 2014.
Yes.
Jesus.
2014.
Ironically, it says Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's just a figure
We've been keeping
it's just
Christ
a figure
out.
of speech.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Episode 144, the annual Moss Spectacular. There's actually really nothing spectacular about it, other than we have fun guests on to bitch about the holidays. This is shaping up to be my favorite episode of the bunch, because we have a returning guest, long overdue, Andy Reid.
Come on now.
Of Catskill Cabin
Conversations.
Conversations.
That's why we're excited.
Everybody's favorite Scott. But yeah, the big thing is, of course, Magus Peter H. Gilmore, High Priest of the Church of Satan.
Hey, thanks
back
for having
again.
me back.
Jesus. Jesus.
So, Peter,
right
if you
up
could
on
get
the mic.
right up close to that mic.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah,
about
okay,
that.
yeah. Here we are in the Mithraic grotto.
See, I thought you were going to say, today we have Santa.
Yes. Well, an anagram of that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm certainly Satan Claus.
I was about to write down.
Yeah,
but we
you don't
already have a
need
title.
titles.
But an
Yeah.
anagram of Santa is would be a perfect title for an episode.
Yeah. We don't.
But,
we already have a title.
yeah.
It's the Dead Radio Podcast, Moss Spectacular 3, Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
It's the third
it's a
movie
Fast
of
and
the
Furious movie.
Fast and Furious franchise.
Last year was Dead Radio Podcast.
It means nothing.
I
Last
haven't
year,
seen any of those films.
Yeah,
neither
you're
have
probably
I.
better off.
Last year was Dead Radio Podcast, Moss Spectacular 2, The Reckoning.
The Reckoning.
Yeah.
And so every year we're going to get zanier.
The first one was Final Destination 2.
I mean, I could read off some of the ones that we had.
Oh, yeah, why not? Yeah, some of our ideas.
Second.
We were spitballing the other day because I wanted to be prepared for this whole thing.
So one of them, I have to go back into our text messages.
Yeah, I think I had
So he had
The Dark Knight Rises,
The Bourne Ultimatum, and Beyond Thunderdome.
I like Beyond
so it'd be Moss Spectacular 3, Beyond Thunderdome.
Colon?
Yeah.
colon. Like,
Who's colon?
colon, the punctuation, colon.
All right.
I also had The Revenge, because that's Jaws 3.
Yes.
Wrath of Khan, Money Never Sleeps, Tokyo Drift was mine, Mockingjay.
He's got to make sure that everybody knows his joke landed.
Yeah. Well, you chose it.
Well, if you need to describe your joke, you know.
Trent Whitman versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, that was like number 2 on the list. We just didn't have anything prepared for Trent.
Dead Radio Podcast and The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we're here.
So we settled on Tokyo Drift.
And
so if you have any ideas for next year, send them along.
Yeah.
Debbie does Dallas.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Right off
Debbie
the bat.
does Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
Debbie does Duchess.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
that would take a little more work, I think.
Yeah.
So how you guys doing? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Holidays are upon us.
Hey.
At least for we know, Peter, where you stand. I guess, kinda. I don't know if the holidays. I know the solstice is. I mean, this is
a couple days away. It's what, the 22nd.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, I think
Can I
this
ask,
year
is that the longest, the shortest day of the year? Then it's going to get longer and longer and longer.
Exactly, yeah, because
Right.
it's the night starts to go shorter, and it's like the most ancient sun festival,
Right.
at least in the northern hemisphere.
Right.
So that's why the Christians stole it from the pagans.
Yeah.
I see. Oh. I'm interested in all this, by the way.
Yeah, they just decided what day they were going to celebrate Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, and
birth.
what's interesting about it, when you think about it, Constantine is the Roman emperor who declared, first in 313, he said all religions are cool. You could worship anything you wanted to. So that was kind of like a religious freedom act in ancient Rome.
All right,
That was the first one. Then later, towards the end of his reign, he had been inspired by a symbol of a cross in the sky for one of his military victories. So he figured, okay, Christianity, maybe I should move in that direction. He was interested in the sun god, Sol Invictus, and that was always celebrated on December 25th. So that was his first sort of monotheistic leanings. Then, just like a few days before he died, he got baptized a Christian, which kind of later Christians were like, yeah, that's kind of a jip. Like, you should have been a Christian before that instead of just like squeaking in at the last minute.
Yeah.
But right after
But that's
he
the
died,
greatest part about
yeah, well,
Christianity.
that's the whole Christian thing. Like, oh, you can murder everybody, but as long as you say, I'm in, just
Yeah.
before you die, then you're in. Which, is, of course, is probably why there's so many people in that church that do such bad things.
Yeah.
But then the next Pope Julius, or was it Julian? He was a pope right after Constantine died. He's the one who had a council that established the idea that the 25th would be Jesus' birthday. Because beforehand they were saying it was like May or April, but because now there was this big influx of pagans, because Rome is now cool with that and Constantine got baptized, suddenly it's like, okay, that's the highest pagan holiday at the point in Rome, so we'll just stick Jesus' birthday there, and
cultural
that
appropriation.
started, but
that's
it was
what that
like
is.
in the mid 300s. So Christianity was around for over 300 years before Christ got put into that festival.
Huh.
Jerks.
And so we're trying to keep him out, actually.
Yes.
I didn't even know there was festivals back then. I didn't even know the guitars or anything like that back then.
Well, they had lutes and kitharas and things.
Yeah. Flutes and shit. Well, they were sat around, ate grapes, and fucked each other.
Yeah,
Flute
played the
festival.
fucking harp.
Well, the Romans had the Saturnalia, which started around December 19th and went through like the 27th, and that was all kinds
Debauchery,
of
right?
debauchery, orgies, gift giving. They also did things where the masters would serve the slaves dinner, even though the slaves made the dinner. The masters would serve it to them as sort of saying, like, "You're not so bad." It was kind of almost
like that's their version of "I have a black friend."
Or tipping the garbage men.
Well, it might be.
Yeah, you give them a $22 bottle of Jack Daniels once a year. And you're like, I'm really nice to my garbage man.
So, see, I thought it was a pope that declared the 25th because people just wouldn't stop celebrating.
So,
the-
yeah, it was.
The Pope had a
Yeah.
council, and he made that decision.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, he literally just.
oh, I'm like, I got tripped up with Roman emperors and stuff like that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I got confused.
But that's where
It
Christianity
started
was
with
based in Rome.
It started
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Constantine, and then the
And then
Pope.
the very next Pope
yeah,
did
made it
it.
official.
Okay, that's where I got.
Yeah.
I missed. So Andy is Scottish. So
I have some Scottish ancestry too.
You do?
Yeah.
Who?
What street?
Are they famous?
My name is Gilmore, and
Oh, right. As in David Gilmore.
yeah,
Right.
and
Any
so,
relation?
yeah. On my father's side, he came from Glasgow, actually.
All right, right.
Yeah, my grandfather, and he was a vaudeville performer.
Do you maybe he played with Stan Laurel or something?
He could. He was like northeast area mostly, and
Right.
I've got like a record of him playing, and he used to do blackface backup. He had a backup
Kinda
band.
like, what do you call it?
Minstrel shows.
Yeah,
The
he had a
minstrel shows,
minstrel
the
backup,
minstrels.
and he performed as like a sort of mock Scotsman.
Right.
He dressed in this sort of outfit that was meant to be funny, but mocking the traditional Scottish garb. And then he had four guys in blackface who would back him up, and he was a tenor.
Wow. A tenner,
Yeah,
a tenner in Scotland is £10. So it was like a Scottish note.
yeah, exactly. He probably made that joke.
No, but yeah, it probably did. I used to be really scared of the black and white minstrel show. You know, it used to freak me out.
Funny callback is Ryan didn't know what a minstrel show was.
I actually have the clip here.
Yeah.
If everyone wants to listen to it, hold on.
Yeah. If you got it right there.
But yeah, I want a minstrel show. If she puts on a minstrel show, we'll do.
So he thought a minstrel show was like.
She knows that we're looking for a minstrel show, and she has, you know.
But no one else is looking for a minstrel show except for you.
Just keep
just
talking
you.
about it.
He thought a minstrel show was like someone with a lute.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't know either. But I also
yeah,
didn't say.
everybody was
I also
agreeing
didn't
with
say
me.
I want a minstrel show 27 times on tape.
Well, he probably thought it was a woman menstruating in a strip joint.
It's
Nice. Like a
Jesus.
menstrual show.
See,
there you go.
Jesus.
Dude, all I'm gonna hear
Holy
is
Blood,
really great
Holy
show
Grail.
titles
There
this
you go.
entire show.
Yeah, I don't like.
I'm gonna write them down anyway. We're not gonna use them, but I'm writing down menstrual show.
But I was getting at the Andy Scottish. I said it before, but so you probably did you grow up Catholic or?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
All right, so
I did too, which is why I'm an atheist now.
Right. I was an altar boy.
I grew up Catholic as well.
Yeah.
And you didn't get molested, or did you?
No, that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
Human mind's really great at
How was
coping with
being
that
an
kind
altar
of
boy?
thing.
Well, I remember the priest lambasting me because I didn't genuflect him by the altar. In front of everybody.
What is lambast and what is genuflect?
Genuflect is.
You don't remember
like,
genuflecting?
Yeah,
No.
genuflecting is like saluting, right? Or
It's
it's where you
kneel
kneel
or
and you do the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I never knew the term. I
Yeah.
haven't been to church since I was. Well, I go to church a lot because I'm a wedding photographer, but I haven't been to church since I was like 8.
Listen to Tom Lehrer's Vatican Rag. He uses that word in there to good effect.
Genuflect. Kneeling down, basically, and praising the Lord. Lambast means to like shirk someone, to shout at somebody and put them down. You're dame man napper in your ball bag. Exactly.
Like that? Yeah.
There you go.
So when did you stop being a altar boy?
About 5 weeks after I started.
Oh shit! You're like, fuck this.
You're like, this isn't for me. Good
No,
luck,
actually,
guys.
talking about weddings, the more seasoned altar boys, they used to get the weddings, and supposedly you get a good tip.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I thought this could be a wee earner here, you know. I could become an altar boy and make some money.
Yeah,
But,
it's a pretty weird situation.
But then
the
I get
church goes, so we have a suggested donation of several $1,000s, and it's not suggested. They just can't literally say this is our fee, but it is the fee. And not all churches do it. Like there are a lot of churches around here that don't, but a lot of them are just. It costs $5,000 to get married in some churches, even around here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And does that cover everything?
It covers the priest being there.
That's it. Wow.
But it's most of those churches are ones with really good sound systems in like Westchester. Yeah.
My
and of course you have to pay like the organist is $1,000
and any singers you might have and all that stuff.
Yeah.
the guy I used to work with is Catholic. He had to actually go to like classes and shit too.
Yep. I
You
would
pay
too
for,
if
like,
I wanted
marriage classes.
If
from
I
the
wanted to get
priest.
married in the Catholic Church,
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
be confirmed.
Well, no, he went through the whole thing. He's
Yeah, yeah.
Italian, so
Mhm.
he's straight up Catholic. And
Yeah.
they had to sit with the priest. They had to sit with a guy who's not married.
Yeah, who's
and
never been married.
Let him
and
explain
never will be
them
married.
to them what marriage is, and then he let them get. It's the most. I was like,
it's very,
wait,
very stupid.
what? I was trying to like, just kind of get to the bottom of what the hell that was all about, and he was just like, it's the way it goes. You never, sit back and go, this is fucking stupid. But I guess that's not part of the rule book.
Yeah, there's something interesting recently in Australia because of the high percentage of supposedly celibate priests molesting children. Australia's government made a recommendation that celibacy should be gotten rid of, so that at least these guys can get their jollies with somebody of an adult age.
Yeah.
And
I think that I mean, like, I don't know, and this has been Anthony Cumia used to say this all the time, so it's not like an original idea of my own, but I agree with it that I think that priesthood really attracts people that have demons that they're trying to deal with. You know what I mean? So they go, if I put myself in an environment where I can't, maybe I won't.
Yeah.
And then 20 years go by, and then they do.
Could be, yeah.
But that's just a theory.
It was originally instituted for magical reasons, because the whole idea is that the transubstantiation is a magical act, turning the bread and wine into flesh and blood. Supposedly, you're supposed to actually believe it's really that, and the purity required for that required celibacy. It comes from ancient magical practices, so that's why it was instituted in the first place. It wasn't there originally.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, so being raised a Catholic as well, were you told that it actually happens? Because I've had Christian friends who are like, "Oh yeah, it's just a symbol. It's just a symbol of the Last Supper, and that's that. It's just it's like paying an homage to Jesus." Whereas Catholics, you're supposed to believe that it actually turns into the flesh and blood of Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's a cracker and some wine.
Is it real wine? No.
Yeah, it usually is.
It's of a rather shitty vintage.
Yeah.
So.
The thing that being an adult though, I mean, the last one that I did that was a full Catholic ceremony, they did a full mass, so it was an hour, and then a full ceremony, which was another hour, and then It's just a nightmare. And like, I can't take pictures of all of that. You just sit there and you just wait. But the thing that I just had a revelation of how gross it is that all those people are drinking out of the same cup.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I mean, they put vinegar on the rag and then they wipe it, but I was like, that's not like vinegar is an okay sanitizer, but I mean, if somebody has herpes simplex 1 in their mouth, that's not gonna stop it from spreading to other people. Yeah.
I think they were using Dixie cups at one point.
Yeah, this was like with a chalice.
Less, of
and
course,
everything.
I'm sure. But
yeah.
And they got gluten-free wafers now.
Nice
for us. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
For us celiac people.
I would love to make a skit of that. Of you walking up to the front with your arms and just going, "Do you have a gluten-free option?"
That's the left line. That's because that's the Satan line.
You're in the wrong line, son.
So what do you do? Do you actually go to the extreme left or something, or extreme right, and there's like a gluten-free person?
I don't know.
I would imagine that you just need to talk to your priest and have him order it from a company that makes.
Is there a diet
special order?
Is there a diet section as well?
Yeah, right. Low fat.
Yeah, just be like,
salt
I can't
free.
have. Yeah, I can't have sulfites.
So it's the Diet Coke in that one.
Is your sacramental wine sulfite free?
What happens if you're an alcoholic? Then obviously you can't drink the wine.
You don't have to. I mean, you don't it's not a requirement. It never really has been. And they even say if you don't want to take it, but you just want a blessing, you cross your arms or whatever.
Yeah, the first time I was at church with my father, my family was for a funeral for my step aunt, and everybody in my family went up to receive the Eucharist, and I just kind of sat back. And on my way back, my dad just kind of went.
I'm good. I feel like I'm gonna get silly.
He gave me this side-eye look, like, "Oh, all right, that's where we're at," and then just sat down. We never really talked about it, but I think he figured out the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, they may have a box of Eucharitz crackers.
Eucharitz.
You got anything with cheese? Maybe Parmesan. Because that thing tastes
these
like
days, of course,
styrofoam.
they must. There must be different kinds.
I mean,
which one have the sun-dried tomato flavor?
Do I detect a hint of rosemary?
I can't believe it's not Eucharist.
Yeah. Got new titles and everything.
Yeah. Maybe I'll title clip shows or something.
So I'm always curious about how people in Europe spend Christmas. So what's a Scottish Christmas like? Nothing spectacular.
Lot
Same
of
as here?
fighting and drinking.
Well, I had heard that Christmas really wasn't a big deal until even decades ago.
Actually, for me,
less than 100 years ago in the United States, it wasn't really it was celebrated, but it wasn't what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, and still now, Boxing Day is something I enjoyed more.
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. It's like some people call it St. Stephen's Day, but
we call that Return Day.
Yeah, it's Boxing Day
in the United States.
No, but
so you go back to Kohl's and realize somebody only spent $6 on you.
And you're like, God damn it! How many times I got to tell these people I'm a medium?
So what is Boxing Day?
I don't think I used to think as a kid it was like, everybody's all like, come on,
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
you bastard.
'Cause that carries on the fighting tradition.
Yeah, but I think it's like you box things up and you put them away and stuff.
So all your new shit, you just take all the new shit you got, you get rid of the old stuff. I get it.
But
that's what I have to do.
And in Scotland or in Britain, horse racing's quite big, and dog racing as well. And on Boxing Day, there's like a massive race card. There's like usually on an average day there's maybe like 4 meetings throughout Britain, but on Boxing Day there's like 15 and there's like
Holy shit.
4 channels on the TV is all this horse racing.
Wow.
And soccer as well.
So betting is really what's going on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect the Scots to be gambling and drinking around the holidays. I mean, it's just
I've got to laugh at America. It's like you can't gamble in soccer games and football games, and it's all under the table
it's
stuff.
Very weird.
Yeah. But it's got the biggest porn industry in the world.
Yeah, you can. It's just different. It's not like you can't just like place a bet like you can in Vegas. But the weird thing is you can call in a bet in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like from New York, you can gamble in Vegas.
See, I don't understand.
But you can't do it over the internet because that's illegal. You have to physically like call. It's very dumb.
Yeah, you have to pick up your telephone off the wall
and call a bookie in Las Vegas. And you can
and
bet.
rotary dial them. That's how you call them.
With a cigar in your mouth and,
one of those clear green visors.
A visor, yeah. Of course, you have to be ready for that.
So it was nothing special over in Scotland, just kind of like...
Nah, it's just kind of the same.
Do people trample each other on Black Friday?
Do you know what? Black Friday never existed until about 3 or 4 years ago in America.
Yeah,
It's kind of been introduced.
Yeah.
It's been
it definitely existed. Are you talking about in Scotland or here?
In Britain, it's just been introduced, and the thing is,
it's too late now.
It's kind of Black Friday's like a thing that's comes straight after Thanksgiving. There isn't a Thanksgiving in Britain.
Yeah, they don't have
So they just have they just have this day, but it's like Black Friday.
Yeah,
and it's like
that's very strange.
Well, they call it Black Friday if there's nothing black about it.
Yeah.
Well, the black idea was though that it would put the businesses in the black.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the idea. So it's not like the usual connotation of black and dark or evil.
Right. Oh,
it's like it was the way a business finally really made its money for the year, and they're in the black, for tax reasons.
I mean, well, like that. Everybody is like talking about how all the shopping and the greed and blah 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 is ruining Christmas. But the way that I see it is, it's just good for our economy.
Oh yeah.
Like 20% of retail is done between Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve.
And they said this year was the most like low key Black Friday ever. It was busy, but no one was getting into fights.
It's also because
they're
pushing it. They're pushing it back because companies are afraid of the liability.
Well, no, they said the online sales exceeded in-store sales.
Well, that's it. More and more people saying, I'm not going to go out and get trampled. I'm just going to use my credit card and click on my laptop. And that's what they're doing now.
I did all my Christmas shopping in about 30 minutes.
But have we seen Black Fridays matter?
What?
Oh, Black Fridays matter.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Sometimes it takes a second. It takes a second, Andy.
Like, wait.
That's a new business movement. Yeah. Hashtag.
Yeah, and
Get it out there.
usually that Black Friday's the day where I go, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep till March, and then I'll wake up when fucking spring's here, and that's it. No, I don't want anything to do because that's when I start getting all riled up about this is all bullshit. The holidays are fucking bullshit. And this year I was like, that was nice.
I feel like I've insulated myself from it well enough this year that I'm not like so angry. I mean, I did order a satanic T-shirt for our holiday party. I was hoping it'd be here by today, but it's gonna be like Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah, I ordered. I'll just tell you. So it says, "I like my magic like I like my coffee," and it's a coffee mug with a pentagram on it. It's fucking great.
Yeah, but same with me. It's just been kind of like, I'm just not beat up about it this year. I'm a little bit, and I don't know if it's insulation or everybody. It just hasn't been as insane this year as it usually is. At least
you're getting old, mate.
Maybe I just don't want to put the energy in. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no point in worrying about it.
How do you celebrate now?
Just
Or do you like? You still Catholic? Consider yourself Catholic, or?
No, I when I go and visit my friend in Rochester,
Mm-hmm.
she's a devout Catholic, and I go with her.
Yeah.
Just because I want to spend time with her.
Yeah. It was like my grandmother when she was around.
And you know, I enjoy it for the peace. I find it quite peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
But do I consider myself a Catholic? No, because I'm not a practicing Catholic. But I think the bigger question for me is there anything after you die?
Mm-hmm.
That's the bigger question. Whether it's a God or spirits or reincarnation or whatever, to me, that's the bigger question.
That you don't have an answer to.
Well,
So Peter's like, nothing, it's blackness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's over. Life's done.
We'll get
So
bla-
don't waste any time while you're here.
We've
Yeah.
got Black
Yeah.
Friday now. It's when you die, it's Black Eternity.
It is. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can be shopping forever.
But you're not
in the
going to
after.
know. You won't care.
In
You're
the
not-
abyss.
You no longer exist, you know?
Jeez.
I don't know. I wish I could believe that there was something else, but I'm leaning towards.
I don't even wish.
Yeah.
It's. I think that knowing that your time is finite and that you
Yeah.
shouldn't waste a second of it.
Yeah, you just
Why are we
enjoy
here?
your life.
But yeah, you enjoy and you don't. You really think about what you're doing. You don't sit around thinking I'm going to have a reboot or a second chance or like meet my dead relatives or pets or something. It really makes you be committed to doing the best with your life that you can be if you're a responsible person.
And then even if you're wrong, you still led a really way better life than just going, I can figure it out
Yeah.
after I die.
Yeah.
And what was it? South Park had made the joke like you die and then you go up to whatever and it's like, well, you were a devout Catholic or a Jew or whatever, and it's like, you're all wrong. It was the Mormons, so now you're fucked. And
Yeah, you don't want to make the wrong decision. That's a big one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't worry.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at.
So, Peter, how do you
anything?
spend the holidays?
Oh,
Do
Christmas, I think to me not to me, but to most people, is kind of a secular event.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Thanksgiving, it's a festival.
Mm-hmm.
And when you actually kind of look at the history of it, it's very interesting because the whole Santa Claus thing and all of that is kind of late to it. Like St. Nicholas was stuck on there at one point, and he doesn't look like Santa Claus really. They depict him as having a beard, and he's like a patron saint of children or something.
The fat, rosy.
Well,
cheeked
I'll tell
Santa
you.
is
I'm
like
going to tell you where
Coca-Cola,
that.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is very interesting because originally that Night Before Christmas poem that was in like the 1820s or early 30s, Santa is depicted as being a little pudgy, but also wearing fur. That he's not dressed in what you consider traditional Santa garb at all. And it was like 1931 that this artwork was done for Coca-Cola that took some of those, and that became Santa.
What Santa is.
So,
So just
Coca-Cola.
some artist interpretation.
but
of
that
Santa.
shows you that
within our grandparents' lifetime.
Yeah,
You know
but,
what I mean?
but
Like,
it just shows you that Christmas is all about commerce.
Yeah.
That's really the American truth about the whole thing. Christmas is commerce. That's why we have Black Friday in advance, because you're buying all this shit for Christmas. Everybody's trying to market things, and all of the music that's done is meant to like lull people into this. You got to get ready for this. You got to do this. It's very kind of social mind control sort of thing.
Yep.
But the Santa Claus thing is very interesting because there is a mythological figure that is fat and bearded and sort of bald, and that's the Roman and Greek god Silenus, who was basically an offspring of Pan, who taught Dionysus how to drink. And he's often depicted like in friezes and in statues as being, he's kind of fallen out of his clothes, but he's a fat, white bearded dude who's the god of joy and drinking and having a good time. So that's why he's jolly.
I think
I
Adam
can
just found.
I can get on board with that.
I think Adam just found his new
Yeah.
deity.
Yeah, he's hot. he's tits and drink. Yeah.
But that's really kind of the mythological character that's kind of ultimately the source for what Santa Claus has become.
Interesting.
Yeah, we've had conversations before about you've heard of the whole argument that a lot of the Christmas traditions come from psilocybin mushrooms. Have you heard about that?
I've heard that.
Like decorating a tree was gathering mushrooms and drying them in a tree, and the reindeer come from using reindeer to hunt psilocybin mushrooms, much like you use a pig to hunt truffles.
Interesting.
So reindeer will hunt out psilocybin to get high. It's amazing. It's so cool.
That's how they fly.
So that's our first year doing this show. Our friend Ryan came on, and He's like this crazy ex-military conspiracy theorist guy. He's so fun, and he's all about like this kind of. And he watched a bunch of documentaries about this, and he's like, kind of makes sense. A dude shows up in a sleigh pulled by reindeer, and then you get fucked up after he sells you a psilocybin tea, and then he flies away.
Yeah,
It kind of makes sense, right?
It sort of does. But you know,
and he would have been wearing furs too.
Yeah,
he would have been. So
there's like I think an admonishment somewhere in the Old Testament. I think possibly Jeremiah, where they go against just about everything that's natural and fun. That they warn about bringing trees and plant life in the house and decorating them with silver and gold. This is a horrible pagan practice, and so really Christians shouldn't be doing this stuff according to their
cultural
own holy
appropriation.
stuff.
That's what it is.
Yep. Because that comes from northern region stuff. It's more pagan, but Christians don't care because it's secular. It's not religious at all. Keep that mangy manger baby out of Christmas fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like nowhere in the Bible do they mention a Christmas tree.
Jesus had mange?
He probably did.
Yeah, I kind of think so.
So you just use the day off to hang out and goof off, or
what it is family gatherings happen. So it's fun. You go have a feast. I usually bring nice wine. And we have a good time.
Yeah.
So it's like having fun with family. My family was never particularly religious. And when I was a kid, it was fun to like put the lights out. And then it became kind of a drag for me as I got older because I had to do all the work. I had to drag out the tree and do all the decorating because I'm good at it. So it'd be like, okay, you have to do it all. And be like, so then the whole thing getting ready for it was not so much fun. It was really kind of pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
And then now it's like, we decorate at will. Like we have like, if you go by our house, which is this spooky black house on South Clinton Street, I put these kind of big sort of pointy balls that hang down. So they're kind of like evil Christmas testicles hanging from the front of the house. And we just put some like evergreen on the doors. And I think we still have our Halloween pumpkins out. So it's kind of this wonderful confluence of harvest and winter festivals all happening at once.
Yeah, our Halloween was I got to talk about Halloween now. How was your Halloween? Because I know you guys do a thing over there.
It's always fun. We always we give out candy to the kids because not
Laced
a lot of
with
people
acid.
do. Well, no, we're responsible in that way. That's for the parties afterwards.
Ketamine.
No, but we always have people over. We have cocktails, for the adults afterwards, and I play classic horror movies. Got all those nice Blu-ray sets of the Universal movies. So
What's your favorite horror movie?
I don't have one that's a favorite. No. I mean, for me, the most symbolic movie is Godzilla. Right. That's kind of my thing. I'm obsessed with Godzilla. But
we know.
I write about him and all that kind of stuff because he's a great symbol.
Right.
He's a really powerful symbol. So and the art show I just curated that we premiered the first weekend of December this year was the third of the Devil's Reign shows, and it was called the Devil's Reign Daikaiju, which means fantastic giant monsters.
Right.
And we had some of the leading illustrators in the world participating in the exhibition. So we had a great burlesque show for the opening. It was a Daikaiju burlesque. So we had one woman was dressed as Mothra, another was Cthulhu, another was a giant tarantula, but we also then had Vampira from Plan 9, and she really came out and did a fantastic job. So it was a blast. And
how fucking cool!
And we had a beer. We had a new beer made for it called Beerhemoth. And it was a German Helles something or other. But it was really good. It was kind of toasty and nice. And that was the third beer we'd had done for each. We have one done for each show. So we have a blast. Cool. It's a great time.
Yeah.
You got to invite us to the next one. I'd love to check that out.
Oh, yeah. It's in Fort Myers at the first weekend in December. So come on down.
Where's Fort Myers?
Texas?
No, it's Florida.
Florida.
It's the
so we'd have to fly to
Southwest.
That's
Florida.
why we didn't go. He said, "Yeah, you can go, but it's in Florida." We're like, "We're not going."
Yeah, my Halloween.
Was it nice and hot?
Yeah, it was. Actually, it was warmer than usual. It was in the 80s most of the days we were down there, which was kind of like, this time of year, it's usually not so warm. And then we get back here and we get 3 snowfalls, in like the week. And it was like, whoa.
Oh, man. Yeah. But, my Christmas is pretty similar. It's just kind of like...
Halloween.
Well, no. I'm done with Halloween.
Oh, you're done with Halloween?
I want to keep on topic.
Weird.
Yeah, my Christmas is pretty much similar. I just go to my dad's house, who, he considers himself Catholic, even though he doesn't really go to church or anything like that. But we have brunch, and then my wife and I leave, and we go watch a movie. And this year the movies kind of stink. I don't know.
What, you go to the movie theater?
Yeah, we go to the movies. And
Christmas Day?
And then
I didn't know they were open.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, are they open.
For the Jews.
All right.
Yeah, I say we
Chinese restaurants and the movie theaters.
Yeah, I say we and Japanese, because we go get sushi afterwards.
Oh, see, there you go. That's good too.
But last year we just ordered sushi, and that ended up. I think we should just go there this time, because we ordered way too much food.
Where is it?
Last year. Huh?
Where?
We go to Akira down in Dooley Square, near the train station.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, but we usually go see a movie. But this year, I don't know, nothing really.
Star Wars?
I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews about Star Wars. I'm kind of nervous
So
about it.
Matthew said that he heard from a lot of people that it was the greatest Star Wars movie since Empire. And he was like, I'm a little worried about that. And he was like, it was definitely not the greatest movie since Empire, but it was still pretty awesome.
Oh, okay.
So.
Can't wait to chat with him about it.
Yeah.
So what would your ideal Christmas Eve be?
Ideal.
Christmas Eve?
My ideal Christmas Eve would everyone ship me presents and leave me alone. I mean, I'm completely fine with that.
Small gathering with a bunch of like-minded people and do drugs, drink alcohol, and go to sleep. That sounds like, play games, game night. Is a good Christmas Eve for me.
Yeah, my wife and I are never home on Christmas Eve because we're always dealing with the family, like my side of the family or her side of the family. So we're at one place on Christmas Eve and the other Christmas Day, but it's like, wine and good food, and everybody chats and everybody likes each other. There's no assholes in the family, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
We go to my wife's aunt's house, so it's just packed full of all of her family from upstate. So, and it's a lot of people you don't see very often.
Yeah.
So it's just jibber jabbering all night. Last year we were playing with the Google thing that you talk to. So I'm sure this year
Google Home.
Yeah, we were talking to that thing all night, trying to get it to play. Everybody would be like, "Oh, play Christmas music," and then walk away, and I go, "Play Rammstein." Okay, Google, play Rammstein. And that was a big hit. Or not really.
Well, you never know what young people in your family you're influencing. Like they'll crystallize on that, and in the future that will be their Christmas music because you had it played.
Yeah, one would hope.
With the Alexa thing, right? Yeah,
I got one.
I slaved over 2 degrees in my life, right? And I got one of these things, and what am I most proud about doing? Getting Alexa to fart.
Fart.
So it's a whoopee cushion, but a really expensive one.
I just say, Alexa, fart, and it's like.
No, you can do that?
Yeah.
Do you have to program it?
We're trying it on the break.
Yeah.
Sure are. Just grab it and bring it down.
Can you bring it down here?
I could probably grab it right now. I don't know if does it have to stay plugged in? Brooke got it. Brooke loves it. She thinks it's the greatest thing ever. Me, I'm just kind of like, sure, cool, fun. But,
Yeah, I've watched a couple review videos, and it seems like it's like the same shit that I deal with Siri.
Grab it.
Why don't you grab it on the break? Grab it on the break. We'll do it when we come back. We got to be at least 30 minutes now. Not too far.
Oh, yeah. Almost 40.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. Speaking of Christmas.
That's what the whole episode is about.
I know. I'm just going to keep saying it. I got a package today from one of our... all right. From a guy I used to work with. He's the one who actually gave us the bell ringer, or the dildo, and the moist anal lube.
Which I see you haven't been using at all.
These are going... Huh?
I can just see this being
I'm not big
little did Ryan know his friend had joined ISIS.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really good for the show.
Shit, yeah.
It'd be really good for the survivors.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. All right, yeah. If I die, just continue on without me.
I think we would be dead as well.
Depends.
It depends.
I mean, it might be super directional. It might just be...
I'm trying to find...
It might just be
Maybe
a glitter
there's
bomb.
just anthrax.
And then we'll just die slowly over the next several days.
It's a bomb microphone. The guy bought a cheap one. It's just a unidirectional.
All right, so yeah, this is from him. He's the one who gave me the dildo. Actually, he sent me an email about the Matt Lauer
do you
thing.
know what this is?
I have no idea. This is the first time opening.
Right, it's all right.
I texted him to see if I can open it on the show, but he never got back to me. So that's
Right, so
if
we
I
don't-
can open it on the show, or if it's not interesting,
So we don't know what
I'm
it is.
apologizing ahead of time.
All right.
He paid $7.20 for postage, though. Oh, I should probably hold this away from the camera so no one can see his address. 'Cause he wrote it pretty big.
That's fine.
He also sent me an email a while ago that I forgot to mention. I guess when the whole thing was coming down with all the sexual harassment from pretty much everybody. About Matt Lauer. Apparently, the reason why he got in trouble was he gave an adult toy as a gift to a coworker.
Yeah,
which is
who
what
he was fucking.
Which is what he did to me. That's
Yeah.
what Gavin did to me. So.
Yeah, well, you guys weren't fucking, though.
Not that anybody knows. So here, let's see what you got us from Mr.
Hurry up, my camera's overheating.
Gavin Burt. Why is it overheating?
Because it's a Sony.
He always packs it nice and...
Whoops.
Oh, shit! It's a big plate of gluten-free cookies.
Nice.
I don't know how good they're going to be. There you go.
Like a Christmas gift.
Christmas
Aw.
cookies. And he made sure that he gave me made sure that I knew it was gluten-free.
Thank you, Gavin.
Yeah, thanks, Gavin. We got something to munch on for the show. And I don't know what's
God.
in here.
Here's where it gets weird.
Yeah, this is where the
gluten-free,
weird
but
shit
not
is. The cookies-
arsenic-free.
Yeah, this is the cookies are nice. But
He
this
didn't
is
say
where
there wasn't anthrax in there.
So we put oh god, I got a bunch of stuff. A CD.
Porn.
Ryan Sal trilogy data CD. Okay, so these are a bunch of pictures
Of your wife.
of me and my my wife. No, there's a bunch of pictures of me and the other guy I worked with over the years when we were
With
working
your
together.
wife.
So, 'cause
Can you please make a montage to "Time of Your Life" by Green Day?
Oh, I'll do what I
and
can.
send it to him.
But yeah, these are probably mostly pictures of me and Sal dry humping or like almost touching tongues and stuff like that. We used to do a holiday picture every year at Christmas. We do a picture where one of us is fucking the other one.
Was it broke
But not
back
really
Christmas?
fucking. Yeah, something like that.
I can't quit you.
All right, what did he have to say?
All
read
right,
it out
dear
loud.
Ryan, Brooke, and Eisen. Happy holidays and happy 2018. Love, Mr. Burt. P.S. CD included with Sal Ryan photos plus pics of hot shirtless men. Blonde bear and dark-haired twink. Okay.
I don't know if I want to eat these cookies. By the way.
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't
be a
know.
little worried about
Yeah.
those.
All right. Well,
They might have
there
a
we go.
special sauce involved.
So yeah, thanks, Gav, for the cookies. I'll crack those open on the break. But so yeah, speaking of break, we should probably take one real quick, and then come back after that. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm good with
You
that.
see with the, you want to play some music?
Yeah.
Let's do proper. Fucking damn it! All right, put this up here. What do you got for me?
What?
Give me some. There it is. What are you doing? Give me some real music and let's do some real plugs too.
For Christ's sake.
You got anything? Francis Dean, NCM, anything like that? You figure it out. I'm gonna say.
Goddamn.
So yeah, I guess today let's give proper plugs. Andy Reid, Catskill Cabin Conversations, the third Tuesday of every month on 90.7 FM Acra. You can check them out at wavefarm.org/WGXC to and go under schedule and search Catskill Cabin Conversations. You'll be able to download the show to your phone and take a listen. It has to do with just conversations with people of the Hudson Valley and everything, what they would take with them if they were in a cabin. They're a weekend getaway in a cabin in the Catskills, so it's like five songs that they'd listen to and 5 things that they'd bring. It's really interesting, and you get to know some of the people that you live with
Including
and
you
around.
two guys. Including you two guys.
Yeah, we've been on it. We were on it, and Christian, the guy we work with. It's at and tomorrow, December 19th, you got the best of 2017
clip show.
Yeah, the clip show. So that should be fun. And also, of course, Magus Peter H. Gilmore of Church of Satan. That's churchofsatan.com and at Church of Satan official on Facebook. You guys have anything coming up that you'd like to plug as well, since before we go to break?
Nothing specific. You know, the thing is, the book for the Devil's Reign 3 has been delayed at the printer, but that'll be out soon. And if you like artwork that has to do with giant monsters, go to the Howl Gallery site and you can order it because it's really a beautiful book.
All right. Rock and roll. All right, so we'll be back. What do you got for me? All right, we'll be back.
dead. The zombies swarm and you run for your life. I'm here about to say that you'll have fun tonight.
Hey, this is Diego.
This is Taka.
This is Rick.
This is Mike from Hudson Valley Tattoo Company, and you're listening to Dead Radio Podcast.
Only took 25 minutes.
No, it took him 25 minutes.
Okie dokie.
Today's my cheat day, so I'm going to eat all of these cookies.
Adam's in ketosis.
Not today.
Not today. He's out of ketosis today. That's why he can eat the cookies. Yeah,
I've
that
had a half a pizza and several beers.
That little joiner you heard was from our buddies over at Hudson Valley Tattoo Company. I got to give a shout out to them for tattooing Adam and I live while we did a podcast while they were tattooing the both of us.
Did you? What was it on your testicles?
It was no. I got one on my shoulder.
Right.
I don't think I could have handled testicles. I passed out. I passed out, so testicle probably I would have,
Yeah, or nipple.
I was gonna do my nipple. I was gonna do the biohazard symbol around my nipple, but they talked me out of it because they were like, no. Even Mike was like, I don't have my nipples tattooed, and I don't want to. So, but yeah, big shout out to especially Rick for doing it, being a trooper, and hanging in there with us late to close the shop, and we stayed there till like what was it, 11 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
So yeah, thank you to Mike for not going home.
Yeah, Mike just kind of stayed there.
Thank you for Rick for actually doing the tattoos.
Yeah.
So you can follow him at
It's
Lick Rohm, ROHM.
Yeah,
on
Instagram.
Instagram.
That sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like sort of Nazi porn.
Well, his name is Rick Lohm.
Yeah, his name's Rick Lohm, so RICKLOHM. So he just has his Instagram handle as Lick Rohm.
Sounds like a disease, doesn't it? It's like
could
go to the
too, yeah.
doctors. I've got an itchy anus. You get lick Rome.
So yeah, man, that was a shit ton of fun. Also, got to mention the Nomadic Boutique, Etsy.com/shop/the Nomadic Boutique. The code word for when you at checkout, the Joyful Dead, and you get free shipping on on everything through Christmas. But yeah, time's a wasting. So if you want something before you got to give some
19th,
gifts.
So I would order today if you're expecting it.
Yeah, today it says usually ships between 3 and 5 business days. So
yeah,
you might not
probably
get
not
it
going to
in
happen.
time.
So head to the mall and go to the Crafted Cup at our mall location and pick up some of their Crafted Cup soaps from the Nomadic Boutique.
In
soap,
indeed.
Yeah. So the Nomadic Boutique does. They make soaps and salves, like
balms.
lotions, balms, that kind of thing. We had them on the show. It was like an entire episode of Fight Club references for making soap and stuff like that. It was a really good one. So we're gonna eventually do a Dead Radio soap. It's gonna be fun.
All right.
Yeah. Eventually.
Dead Radio.
But right now, Tanner from the Crafted Cup, he gave our newest house blend medium roast. He ground up, and gave him some grinds to mix in with their batch for as an exfoliant in the soaps. So
it's really awesome.
Yeah.
It smells delicious. I've been using the miel, which is honey.
I'm still
and
using the
cinnamon.
shit they gave us when they were on the show,
Yeah.
like the samples and stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
still
blew
have a
through
bar
that.
of Castile soap that I got to get through before I
That's
jump
because
on
you
top.
don't wash as much.
I don't. I don't. I like to take, many days off
I
to
meant
build
to
up
say
a
to you-
nice musk.
I meant to say, when I've been into the coffee house, you smell.
But do I smell
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the coffee house?
I know my jeans right now smell like coffee because I wear them.
Every time I get home from work, I just I strip down
Mm-hmm.
to nothing and then just put on a new pair of clothes, and then I take those clothes off and then put my bed clothes on. He really likes you.
Resting clothes.
He keeps bringing his toy.
He's like,
over.
you got the same color I do. I want to do what are you drinking because this might be cold.
Oh
now.
yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Nope,
Yeah,
still
wow,
steaming.
steaming.
What is
Yeah.
it?
This you want to play the? You want to pray the? Pray to
racist.
pray to do do do. Oh, I had it here too. I could have done it. It's what are you drinking? There you go. I like seeing the detail. But all right, so this right here is I've had it before on the show, but I haven't had it this way on the show. This is it's by Hetta, Hetta, and this is glug.
Oh yeah.
Traditional Nordic drink. It's
Right.
it's almost like a mulled spice wine, but it's 21%, almost 22% alcohol. So last time I just had it like straight out of the thing. I don't know if you guys. I have
I
a little
definitely
bit
wanna try a little
for
bit.
everybody. So if you guys want, you want to try?
I'll take a sip.
Yeah, I'll take a sip. Yeah.
You want to do the communal chalice thing like they do at
Get
church?
some vinegar that we can.
If you get
Sanitize
if
it
you
with
get a vinegared cloth.
Yeah.
Here you go. Pass
sanitize
that
it.
over.
That's
Oh, I thought that was the glug.
No.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
being held with religious adoration.
So yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, it's got a little bit of wang to it. The story behind this is about the same.
I don't like it.
You don't?
I don't get it. I kind of liked it cold. I don't like it like this.
About the same time, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, a Swedish couple stayed with us for Airbnb. And as a thank you gift, they stayed with us for like 10 days or something like that. And they were the nicest people. And as a thank you,
Swingers.
they gave us... it would have been nice. They're both very handsome people.
It'd be like I call the guy.
But they gave us a bottle of just like they could only find a bottle at IKEA, but they she's like, we got a bottle of for ourselves, and it's pretty close to it was non-alcoholic though.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law found this. Their Hetta is out of it's Hetta
Rhinebeck.
Glug LLC in Rhinebeck, New York. So she happened to be over there, and she knew that I tried the non-alcoholic, so she got me the alcoholic, and I'm like a huge fan of it. So
Yeah, we have a
I
good
don't know.
friend who's Swedish who's given us stuff that she's brought over. She's actually got one of the best jobs in the world. She writes for Swedish travel publications. They send her to all the poshest places on the planet, where they treat her to the 5-star experience, and then she writes about it. What a terrible!
Yeah, what a
shitty
shitty job.
Has you ever been to one of those like ice hotels?
I would love to check one of those out.
You know, you get it's made of ice.
Oh, she's been to places like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
they
been
build a
to
whole hotel out of ice. Like
amazing thing.
That
Do they
shitty
serve
James Bond
and,
movie.
and they serve only cold food? What a miserable time. That sounds like my hell.
Yeah, I must
No
admit.
offense.
He's upset when it's 74 degrees in the coffee shop. So
Oh, yeah. He's just like, I'm opening the door. No, we're keeping it shut. It's fine. It's fine in here. You're the only one fucking complaining.
Except for
you know
several
this-
of the customers in Sabrina.
So what do you guys think?
I think this tastes like Pimm's.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Pim's
yeah.
Cup?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I've
does.
never had Pim's Cup before.
Yeah.
That's an old-timey cocktail mixer.
Pim's
right
is
there.
good. They have that. There's a new one out too recently. They did. Yeah, it's I can't remember what it is, but they've got a new flavor to it, and it's really nice to put in champagne.
Yeah,
it's really
It's kind
kinda
of like
nice.
a summery drink, isn't it? Pimm's.
Yeah, it's definitely something you drink by the pool.
Yeah.
This I prefer this hot. Actually, I didn't think I would, and like just one night.
Try a Pimm's and you see if you think it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely in that direction.
Yeah.
Kind of the different spices in it.
Yeah. But it's nice.
What do you think?
It's nice.
Yeah, it's pleasant.
I hated it. It was awful.
I like the very
word cloying
medicinal
comes
tasting.
to mind.
I like the very medicinal tasting stuff, and I actually use this in place of sweet vermouth for for my Manhattans.
That was delicious. I really liked it.
I think you could
really
definitely
liked
do
it
that.
cold.
Yeah.
And especially as an ingredient, not just a straight up drink, but I do not like it warm. There's something coming forward that I just do not care for.
It tastes like raisins to me.
It does that, yeah.
Yeah,
It does.
has that kind of
Has
aspect
tastes
to
like
it.
raisins. It tastes like a mince pie ish type thing.
Mince pie.
Oh, mince pie.
meat.
Yeah.
I was like, men's pie? What is that?
That's another sexual act that we have to get into later.
Steak and testicle.
Yeah, you did you said mince pie, and you held your hand out like this. I was just like, is you
Cough.
talking
He's
about
holding a dick or a
balls?
pie?
Cough.
Smells
And
like
then drink
tastes,
this.
It tastes like old balls. No.
Yeah, because when you taste this, you get it's a feeling you get when you have a prostate check.
Going in or coming out?
Now that's an
Like on the ride
advertising
home.
campaign.
But if anybody wants to check them out, they're called Hetta, Hetta, Glug. It's GLO with the umlaut over it, GG. And they're out of Rhinebeck, and I'd love to get them on the show if we can, and just drink a shitload of it and watch you whine.
No, I'll just drink beer and not drink it. I mean, I'll drink it straight, just at room temperature. It was very good.
We
It
should
was
get-
very sweet, but it was very good.
We should get them on with Adam number 2, and he can
Make
figure out. I can
cocktails,
get him
yeah.
a bottle ahead of time so he can make cocktails with it. Live
Yeah.
cocktails. We did that
Yeah,
one
it'd be
time.
fun.
That was fun. But
yeah, that was like the one episode I didn't get that drunk because he wasn't making drinks fast enough. I was like,
yeah, we were actually tasting like gentlemen.
I was like, I don't need to bring beer. He's bringing a bunch of booze, and then he just took his time making really amazing cocktails. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm already done. Chop, chop.
Yeah, no, to do cocktails, it takes a lot of measuring and such. My
Yeah.
wife has, she and a friend have a site called the Cocktail Vultures, and they've kind of done a lot of really awesome cocktails on there. They really haven't been keeping up with it for a while, but it used to be always on liquor.com. They'd review, and we get
That
a lot
could
of
mean
attention.
a number of things.
Yeah.
What they're just like mixologists type thing?
Yeah,
or-
yeah,
Oh, that's
exactly.
good.
Did you
They
say
kind
they've got a website?
Yeah, it's called cocktailvultures.com.
Cocktail Vultures.
Like
like it.
culture vultures, cocktail vultures.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I like
but there's some cool stuff.
Cool.
There's original drinks and then retakes on old favorites, but kind of making them a little more sophisticated and interesting.
When I was bartending and learning to make cocktails and everything, the measuring everything was kind of like
Annoying.
I don't need to measure. I know I'm pouring a shot, man. And like, but now, actually, when I'm at home and it's not a fucking rush to make to make some weird ass cosmopolitan style thing, I actually do measure it out, and it's definitely better if you take the time to actually
It's about consistency.
measure out all your ingredients exactly how they're supposed to be made.
I
According
mean, when
to
you're at
the
a place like the Beacon, it doesn't matter. But if you're at a higher end bar, you need the consistency. You need to, every Manhattan you order needs to be the same.
Yeah, as much as you hate seeing them pull out the jigger and start, just.
Have you ever been to the Stockade up in Kingston?
I haven't.
'Cause
Stockade.
they're a real cocktailian bar. Very nice. It's right across from the cemetery, the old part of town.
Is that what it's called? Cocktailian?
Yeah, that's the new term for
Really?
making sophisticated drinks. Is being a
Cocktailian.
cocktailian.
Oh.
Yes. But yeah, it's a great place, and they have seasonal menus. And
Those are my favorite places to drink. Really, when I go out to drink, I don't go out. I don't drink very much. It's kind of like pretty much once a week almost for the show. But when I do go out, it's usually to Baby Cakes because I know Adam number 2 is bartending on Saturday night. I go with Brooke and we sit at the bar and we just try a couple different cocktails. We go home. I don't like to go out to bars and just drink, beer, get loaded, and then fuck around. It's just not. It's too expensive, but it's just not my scene. I'd much rather enjoy a nice, well-made, maybe off the beaten path style cocktail than just get tuned up.
we have a tiki bar in our house. And we've got a pretty well-stocked one. So
Doesn't it feel good when you
it's
like
great.
have a full stocked bar?
Well, because we got all kinds of weird stuff. People send us exotic things, and we try to find interesting uses for them.
Mhm.
So it's great.
Do tell.
Well,
yeah, well, it was like
just
give us something example, unique, super unique.
well, I don't think. I'm not the one who mixes them. Like my wife is the expert in that. I just taste them and enjoy them. But there was like a great coconut tequila that came out, and we did a midnight margarita with that. That was really kind of awesome. We sort of toned down sweetness to it, but made it really kind of pungent and awesome. People like couldn't stop drinking them. We went through like 2 gigantic bottles of that in no time. So,
everybody was drunk.
Yes.
Fucking,
But my wife actually, in Rosemary's Baby, the movie, they mention a drink called the vodka blush. And that actually didn't exist. It was just something that the novelist Ira Levin just made up. He just said, oh, it's a vodka blush. It tastes like this, and it comes from Australia. So my wife decided to create a vodka blush. And she kind of, since she studied cocktails, the kind of concept of it, a blush is sort of something that's called a daisy, which is a terminology for a certain type of drink. So she came up with a recipe for it. And we published it like many years ago on our website, and it's been recognized by people who tend bars all over the world as the recipe now for the vodka blush.
No kidding.
Wow. We did it in our Hell's Kitchen apartment. So
that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, and it's good. People love it. We're always making it for parties and stuff.
I'm actually just I'm
I'd love to
just
know
clicking on
there.
it
It is.
right now. You can actually find the recipe on churchofsatan.com. What do we got here? We got 2.5 ounces of vodka, 3/4 ounces freshly squeezed lime juice, a dash of grenadine.
And you have to make your own grenadine, though, because commercial grenadines are crap.
Super sweet.
And you just use
gross.
palm. Yeah, that pomegranate juice.
Well, yeah,
You can make it from that.
grenadine is pomegranate.
Yeah, so
right?
you make your
it's
own from
like,
the palm juice, and it's good.
like a like commercial grenadine is like a pomegranate like simple syrup.
Yeah,
and a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this sounds like a Maiden's Blush, which is a gin drink. It's similar.
Yeah. It's just very simple, but it really works if you get the proportions just right. Levin described as being tart and good, and it is. Like everybody seems to really like it.
Yeah, that's Brooke's a real challenge when it comes to making drinks for her because she doesn't like anything fucking sweet at all. Like this is way too sweet. This glue, she'd be like, God damn, so much sugar in that. So it's a challenge trying to find something that isn't too sweet, but
She like martinis?
She likes martinis. She likes extra dirty, shitloads of olives and olive juice and everything. We just got caper berries. Have you ever heard of a caper berry?
berry?
I can't wait to make a cocktail with those. It tastes like a caper, but they're big. They're as big as olives.
Oh wow!
They taste like capers. However, the inside they're like small seeds, almost like an okra, and it's like they pop like mustard seed.
Are they pickled?
Yeah, I guess like it's similar to like just a jar of olives, you know, a jar of Spanish olives, except they're caper berries. They got a little stem on them. They're really, really fucking good. I said, yeah, it's just a it tastes like a big ass caper filled with mustard seed, and I want to make a cocktail with that.
I could see like a vodka martini being really good with that.
Right,
Maybe
that's what I'm
not
talking
gin though. I
Maybe
don't know.
not gin.
Depending on how
There
you
could
do
be
it.
too much floral competition with that.
So anyway, what are you drinking?
Well, now I'm drinking Fat Tire, but that's not what I've been drinking all night.
Mhm.
I've been drinking Smutty Nose Finest Kind IPA.
All right.
And being that I hadn't had a beer in a week, I wanted to go with something like this.
All right.
It's delicious. It's wonderful. It's a great beer.
Nothing else?
No, it's one of the. I mean, if you like a typical American, very very hoppy IPA, that's a good one to go with. It's fairly sessionable, I think.
I do want to mention this. Speaking of Christmas.
Oh no, it's 6.9% alcohol.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, enjoy your scoot home.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
How do you guys feel about this? The Christmas Story live. Anybody watch that? A Christmas Story? Have you ever seen a Christmas
I've
Story?
seen the movie. Yeah, it's a good secular movie. It's a good fun movie.
It's a shitload of fun. I love that movie. And the 24 hours. Actually, no, I'll get to that. But Andy, you know the movie?
No.
You'll shoot your
No.
eye out.
No.
Come on, man.
Is that the one with the? Is that the one with the leg? Is the?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
the
yes.
leg.
The leg,
Yeah,
the leg.
yeah, yeah.
You have, okay.
Yeah.
Jesus, I was just like, you're gonna have to get your visa checked because that shit. That might
Saved myself there, didn't I?
You might have to get deported.
Yeah, TBS
sir.
plays it for 24 hours straight on Christmas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who
And
plays it?
TBS, I believe.
Yeah.
TBS. Yes.
Yeah, I have seen it.
And it was last night. They did Fox, as they usually do. They take something
And then destroy it.
and
like
then
they do the Rocky
shit
Horror
all over
Picture
it
Show.
live. They show you, it's like, watch us shit on this live. Enjoy. Like Rocky Horror. Did you see the Rocky Horror?
No.
Oof, it was brutal. Live Rocky Horror on Fox, and it was rough. But
Who was in that?
oh God, what was her name?
She's the woman from Orange Is the New Black. She's the transgendered inmate. So she played
The Curry
LeVar.
Yeah,
No, not LeVar. God damn it. This is something with an L. It's gonna drive me nuts. But if you can look it up, that would help me.
We don't need to.
Okay.
We're not talking about it.
We're
talking
Best
about
left
we're talking about a
behind.
different awful thing that Fox did.
Okay, so yeah, let's get.
So
How did
yeah,
they
A Christmas
destroy
Story
it?
Live. Well, one of the reviews was, I'm gonna have to watch the entire 24-hour marathon of A Christmas Story to forget this dumpster fire.
So it was 3 hours long.
3 hours.
It was 3 hours long, and it was a musical, and they decided to make it all inclusive. So there was Hanukkah elements. There were black people, which is fine. I'm totally fine with black people being in whatever, but it takes place in 1940 in Indiana. He wouldn't have been in their school. I'm sorry. That's just incorrect. If they just made it take place in 1980 or something like that, it would have been fine. But the kid,
Just.
Flick, the kid that sticks his tongue to the pole, he
Yeah.
was a black kid. And it's totally fine for them to have a black kid in a show like that, but it can't take place in 1940 in Indiana and be at a public school. That's just not historically correct.
Right. Well, they should have done like when they did The Wiz and did a,
Yeah, just do an all-black
do an all-black
Christmas
version. Then that could have been fun.
Yeah. People would have been angry a whole different sect of people would have been angry for a whole slew of different reasons.
Well, and hence the fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just to see a bunch of fucking white nationalists being like, you're ruining Christmas. It's totally fun. So I was watching it, and Maya Rudolph plays the mom, which I don't think she really fits the role because
Absolutely not.
Yeah, she just doesn't fit the role. But when she calls up the other mother to say, Ralphie said fuck, and he heard it from your kid. The other kid is Jewish, and there was like a dreidel on the table, and I was like, really? Like, do Jewish people just sit around with dreidels on their table all the time? And then it goes into this big like song and dance number, and I couldn't hear any of the music because I was sitting at Red Robin at a holiday party. So I didn't hear any of the music.
Is this an acid trip we're talking about?
It was
here?
awful. It was so bad. Like the whole thing with the leg lamp, they turned that into a giant musical number with women dressed as the leg lamp doing like fucking the can. It was awful.
That could be bizarrely fun.
So awful. I mean, yeah, if you're super, high.
I might watch that.
You just eat a ton of mushrooms and then watch that shit.
Yeah.
It'll be the greatest 3 hours of your life.
It was, I was getting so angry because I was like, and I couldn't hear the audio. So I was like, and I just see at the bottom, like, hashtag A Christmas Story Live. And I was like, please no. And then it starts going, and I'm just like, they pick all these actors are like 20 years too young to play the people that they're supposed to be playing. And they're all in like crazy good shape and doing backflips and shit during musical numbers. And it's like, that is not Ralphie's dad at all. Like, not even a little bit
Ralphie's
at all.
dad was a curmudgeon.
He's supposed to be like a really pissed off guy in 1940 who's 25 pounds overweight, smokes a cigar once in a while, and is obsessed with turkey.
Yeah,
like
and
that was not. It was the guy. It was the guy from Silicon Valley, the douchebag guy with the Lamborghini who put the bottle of tequila on the delete button and deleted all the porn.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was the guy that played Ralphie's dad.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys get any of those references, but he's like a young douchebag. The guy can't be more than 35.
Wow,
So
that's
he's supposed
totally
to be 35 and have like you could be 35 and have a grown like a 10-year-old in 1940. That's fine, but it doesn't fit the character. It doesn't fit that like curmudgeon-y mid-40s man who hates the Bumpus's bloodhounds, which were collies, not bloodhounds.
Oh!
It's just they fucked up everything they could have fucked up. Everything.
And it was still
really,
set in the same town in the same
yeah,
period.
Yeah, it
I mean, 'cause
reminded.
really, they should have just had fun and
that was
put
the
it
thing. I
somewhere
was like,
else.
if they just made it take place in the '80s, that would have explained a whole bunch of.
Yeah,
they were
it
still.
could
he
have
was
been at
still
Mar-a-Lago or
driving,
something,
He was still
and it would have
driving
been really
He was still
wild.
driving a '34 Ford or whatever it was. So I really highly doubt he was still driving a mid-30s sedan in 1980.
Yeah, if you're gonna change something,
if you're gonna change it, make it work.
Go fucking
you know,
balls
just,
out.
Yeah, just that and who the fuck is Ferris Bueller? What the hell's his name?
Oh my God, Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick played the old version of Ralphie, except for the old version of Ralphie narrating this thing was on set, like on camera,
Oh, so
but
he's
no one
standing
could
there,
see
yeah.
him.
Oh.
So he's wandering through the action, narrating it. It was so fucking terrible. Are you trying to pull something
Well,
up?
I have a performance of "You'll Shoot Your Eye Out."
You're gonna need to
that's
mute.
a song.
We're gonna get tagged for this.
Are we?
Absolutely. It's on Fox. Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely gonna get tagged. For
That's
this.
fine. We'll be all right.
You're done.
But it might not be all right. What if we get 20,000 views on this video right now and it gets monetized by Fox? How pissed are you gonna be?
Pretty pissed, but
Pretty
whatever.
pissed?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So this is the gist of it. We don't need to watch anymore. It's fucking
that's
terrible.
pretty awful.
Yeah. But that's what this whole thing is.
Wow. Ugh.
It's so fucking terrible.
You know, it reminds me
Yeah,
as,
and the chick
as,
from
as
30
if,
Rock.
as if the Christmas Story ran into pennies from heaven. You ever seen that movie?
I
Steve
haven't.
Martin. It's
Yeah.
because it was all about everybody
But
has these wild fantasy
this-
musical numbers
yeah.
to get them out of their depression.
Yeah, this reminds me of the A Christmas Carol from the movie Scrooged.
Yes,
like
yes.
the production that they wanted to do live
Yeah.
with the dancers.
It would be
nipples
this
showing and shit.
abomination. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see her nipples. I want to see her nipples. Charles Dickens would have wanted to see her nipples.
Yeah,
Did you guys want to keep watching?
No.
No, that's
Not at
funny.
all. I didn't want to watch it at all.
That's pretty appalling.
Yeah, so he was Adam was texting me last night. I was just like, wait, why is there a Hanukkah kid in there? It's called A Christmas Story. I get it. But
Like, I'd be fine with it if they just changed the context like a little bit. Like the Hanukkah part of it was kind of whatever, but I mean, just the historical inaccuracy of a black kid in a public school in 1940, like that's just glossing over what actually things were like. You know, that's just revising history to be PC, and that's bullshit. You know, we have to talk about Jean-Claude Van Johnson too.
oh, I have not watched it yet.
We don't need to talk about it now. Maybe next week. But
Yeah, okay.
He, as part of his cover, he's making a movie. It's a remake of Tom Sawyer, and it's kind of sexy. And the character's name is literally N-word Jim. They call him N-word Jim. So that's totally out of context. But check out that show. It's really funny.
And they don't call him N-word Flick in the new Christmas Story? Oh, okay. You gonna write that one down for me? Thank you. Oh boy, yeah. Fox keeps doing these live.
I'm gonna fucking hashtag that.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
I don't care. I'm totally fine with inclusion. I'm not a racist person, but that's just not. I understand it's a musical and you have to suspend some disbelief, but no one said like, "Hey, that wouldn't have happened." You know that, right?
Well, the whole thing is obviously a fantasy and just crazy. It's just a sop to popular taste, and they're not really trying to replicate the actual thing because it exists. Like they're constantly remaking things and destroying them. There's a brilliant movie called The Haunting that they remade in this just terrible CGI fest. And
is that the one with Liam Neeson, the remake?
Yeah, I think he was in that.
Yeah.
It was just crap. And the original is a brilliant ghost story. There's few films that can touch that. And then on that level, that came to mind because The Innocents, which is based on The Turn of the Screw, which is a great ghost story, they're planning on remaking that too, and I'm sure it'll just become a mess. But that's a very subtle movie. You can't be sure whether the governess is actually going insane or seeing the ghosts of the former governess and her lover who were sort of inhabiting the children. Yeah. It's really spooky and great. It's one of the best ghost movies you could possibly see, and it'll be a disaster when they redo it.
What's it called again?
They'll show the whole movie.
The Innocents.
The Innocents. Okay.
I love movies where the movie ends and you're like, was it? Maybe? And then you're just laying in bed like trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Just watched Nocturnal Animals with Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a great fucking movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on HBO if you want to check it out. It's another one of those ones where you like the movie ends, it ends very abruptly, and you just kind of go like, what happened? And then you spend. It took me 2 or 3 days to really. I think I have it nailed down, but I want to watch it again just to be sure that I know what happened.
Oh, is that when I came in and got a shit coffee for you?
Maybe.
It's like,
isn't it pronounced shite?
What happened in that movie? Oh, yeah.
probably gave you full caffeine instead of.
Yeah. How many times have you done that?
Probably a lot.
I'm
not a doctor. There's no consequences.
How do you feel about the new Sony Monster Universe thing? That
the
they're
Dark
doing?
Universe thing, or
yeah.
Well, that just failed.
They're the Mummy just shit the bed.
Yeah.
On pretty badly, and they're planning on doing, Frankenstein's monster.
Well,
Dracula.
they had the Bride of Frankenstein in the works. They were playing on that one. But I just went back and watched the 2010 The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro in it.
I really
that's
like
a
that
good
movie.
and
Yeah.
especially the director's cut. It has like an extended scene with Max von Sydow and such. But that's like a combination of Hammer movies and Universal films, and it's very successful.
Yeah, and it's based on
Universal?
a real legend that the Wolfman came from. And
Well,
if you ever check, I know you don't like it, but Lore Podcast, they had an episode that was talking about the legend that inspired that movie. They never mentioned that movie, but where
Siodmak, who wrote the original The Wolfman, made a lot of shit up. He just totally like all the pentagram in the hand and the poem and all of that stuff. He just concocted all of that.
Apparently, I think it was. I don't know enough about it to really speak to it, but basically the king sent his hunter, and the hunter said he got the wolf, and then by the time he got back to court, the thing had rotted away, and then the attack started happening again, and then this kept happening. It went on for like 2 decades, and apparently there was some just monstrous beast that was just killing people all through the countryside of what's the name? It's in France, right?
Well, there's werewolf legends are from France, but it was usually psychotic people who were out there, and they would just be crazy murderers and would bite people, and a lot of the werewolf legends come from that.
So, Andy, do you have any questions for Peter about? Because you've been sitting there.
We're gonna switch this over to Andy's interview.
Yeah, because like,
can I just say one thing?
What?
I love your eyebrows.
Oh, thank you. I have to thank my ancestors.
I've been sitting here saying I'd love to stroke them.
Yeah, it's like Nigel Bruce had awesome eyebrows too. So
no, I just because I mentioned that Peter was coming on. He's part of the Church of Satan, and your eyes went, what?
Yeah, I just thought you were going to come on and go, come here, little boy.
No, I'm not a Catholic.
So, is it what you expected? What did you think was going to come out of this interview?
I suppose I didn't know. But you're a lovely guy, and
thank you.
It's
likewise.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's funny. I've been telling people lately. They're like, about the podcast and everything. It's starting to catch on a little bit here and there. And when I tell people, they're like, what's it about? And we get on local people and we interview them. Like, for instance, we had the head of the Church of Satan on to talk about everything, and everybody recoils. It's everybody.
No, surely not.
What? I'm like, yeah. And everything was fine. No one got hurt.
As far as you're releasing, that is.
Yeah.
I think there's an ignorance, isn't there, to what there's obviously your title
and that
conjures up images of Satan.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Part of what we do with that is Satan in Hebrew means adversary and opposer. So we use Satan as a symbol for being in opposition to basically all theism, Eastern or Western.
Right.
And then Satan is also, since he's a rebellious figure, somebody who's an individual who is prideful, we feel that that's a role model. Like that we like the idea of being iconoclasts and rebellious and individualists. So that's why it's the central, symbol for us.
Right.
And, and for a lot of people, it scares the right people away.
And I actually used that the other day. I was just like, oh, actually, Satan in Hebrew means adversary. And then I quietly congratulated myself for remembering that. I don't know who I was talking to.
So what does that mean?
I know what the word iconoclast
It's just like,
means.
the sign of the horns. But it's like, and of course, in Texas, it's the hook'em horns for some team. So it's an old symbol.
Right.
Who was it? Ozzy Osbourne used to do that to people.
Yeah.
No one
it
understood
depends
what
on
the
which
fuck
way
it
you
was.
do your
That's
fingers.
cultural
Is it like this? Is it
appropriation.
like
Is
this?
what that is.
Yeah.
It's my new favorite thing. Like when you send somebody a black thumbs up and an emoji to be funny, that's cultural appropriation now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good. It's super racist for me to do that, apparently.
I have no idea.
Yeah. And eating sushi is cultural appropriation at some colleges. Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah, there's a college that...
What about eating pizza?
Yeah, that's cultural appropriation. That's
We're
what
not
that
eating
is.
any food in America. Like 90% of our food
there
is
was a college a
from
few years
somewhere
ago
else.
that
You're eating
banned-
corn.
They banned
you're
sushi
trying to-
on campus because it was cultural appropriation.
What? That you were promoting
It's
Japanese?
It doesn't make any sense. It's completely fucking stupid.
Yeah. The only thing you could eat is like fried chicken and like grits.
I mean, if you ate
and-
fried chicken in blackface, then yeah, you're a dick.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about cuisine. I don't know where you're going.
But if you're just eating fried chicken, that's just going, this is good food. It's not cultural appropriation. That's just cultural appreciation, if anything. Yeah. But my new favorite thing is to say that's cultural appropriation because people are like, what?
Haggis.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to...
I've never tried that.
I don't think
No one's
anybody's...
gonna eat
no one's going to appropriate your culture, Andy, and eat haggis.
Yeah, stewed thistles and haggis, like, nah.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never had stewed thistles, I must admit.
Oh, any Scottish delicacies served on Christmas in
Not really.
in home
Maybe
country?
I'll make a steak and ale pie.
Steak and ale pie.
that sounds awesome.
Oh,
It is
So it's
lovely.
like a shepherd's pie with like
No,
some-
it's actually like a stew with a crust and pesto. A
Yeah, it's a
pastry
shepherd's pie.
crust. No, it's not.
No, because potatoes are on the top of that. If you
Yeah,
got-
shepherd's pie. The shepherd's pie are bastardized in America.
Yeah.
They put like cheese and all that. They use cheese and everything in this country.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we
I
love
don't,
we
but
love our
my
cheese.
my shepherd's
And it's
pie- I do
shite
use a
cheese.
t-
It's like, would you like American cheese?
No.
No, it's like, no.
No
would you-
one should want
Yeah,
that.
yes, can I have a burger, please? Would you like some shite on it? Yes, okay.
So ale and steak pie.
That sounds good.
It is. It's very good. What you do is, what I do is I get a nice bit of meat. I don't even know where the name comes from. London broil.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't use that. I'll use a bit of brazen steak, or what would you call it? Chuck steak. And then I put it in a Ziploc bag and I put a bottle of porter or a Guinness or something in it, and leave it overnight, and then cut up the meat and use the beer as stock,
right?
Oh,
and then
fucking
cook
hey,
it.
that sounds awesome.
That's gorgeous.
If you'll make that, I will invite you to the Crafted Cup holiday party.
I'll make it. Actually, I can
He's
show you.
gonna be your +1.
Yeah.
Amy can stay the fuck home.
No, Amy can come with somebody who doesn't have a +1. And then we'll eat that in front of Ryan, and he'll be really sad because he can't have it
some
because it's
sad
not
shit.
gluten-free.
You can have the beer and the. I'm sure you
Can't have the
thicken the
pie
sauce
crust.
a little bit. Can't have the pie
Are
crust.
there any vegetables in it, or is it just?
Oh
the
yeah,
s-
carrots, maybe
potatoes.
Maybe I don't really like potatoes in it, but maybe some parsnips.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
And any herbs?
Yeah. Maybe use like rosemary or bay leaves.
Okay.
You know.
That sounds good.
This sounds
That
exactly
very nice.
like my shepherd's pie, just without potatoes.
Yeah.
So I'll show you a picture. I'll get a picture. And I'll show you.
You don't put cheese,
but I
on
use
yours,
ground
do you?
beef. No, there's no. I don't put any cheese in my shepherd's pie, but I use ground beef instead of like the braising steak. That's
It's
the
lovely.
end of my. That's the end of my statement. You're just looking at me.
Are you gonna show a picture?
Yeah.
You got any holiday recipes?
You know, I don't usually do the cooking on these holidays, so that's
Really?
kind of that's why I like it. You know, I have to do a lot of driving, and I'm not at
relax.
home,
Yeah.
so I bring nice wine, and then I enjoy everybody else's cooking. So that's a good
smart.
What's everyone's feeling on eggnog?
I think it's appalling. It's like
Thank
flavored
you.
phlegm. Who wants
Yeah.
that?
It's just snotty fucking lactose for me. Like that's all it is. I just can't have it. I don't want that.
We were
I-
trying to
it's
do
so
something
gross.
at the coffee shop to do for the eggnog crawl. I don't know if you know about the eggnog
No,
crawl,
no.
the Arlington eggnog crawl.
Logan
And,
Callahan.
that looks
that
great.
looks fucking
That looks great. I love-
dope.
Yeah,
Can you please make that? I will invite you to the Crafted Cup
there's
holiday
the
party
plate.
if you want to bring
lovely.
that.
Yeah,
Jesus
nice.
Christ. I'm
That
hungry.
Andy,
looks
I'm
awesome.
not joking. I'm totally serious. Do you guys? Do you and
Yeah, that looks really yummy. And since we all
wanna
have
come to the
we
Crafted
haven't
Cup
had dinner
holiday
yet,
party?
it's like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
it's torture.
I will absolutely. Well, I think we're ordering pizza at this point, but you just bring that and we'll eat that instead.
Sure.
Oh,
You know, as an alternative to the eggnog, there's the coquito, that is a coconut and rum drink that's done. It's Puerto Rican, I think, and a good friend of ours usually makes it and gives it to us. It's got like eggs in it and all this coconut product and rum. But
raw eggs.
See, that sounds good.
yeah, yeah.
Like white. The
If
white.
you put enough,
I think it's
put
the-
enough
the
booze in
yolks
it, it's
that they
fine.
use.
So coquito.
Yeah, coquito.
There you go.
Oh.
Two egg.
It's really yummy.
Two egg yolks, evaporated milk, can of cream coconut, sweetened condensed milk. Ooh, Jesus.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, it's basically
it's good.
eggnog just with instead of
But
cream
it's
of
not
coconut.
phlegmy.
Instead of milk.
So what's in it? What's
so I
in
can have that though.
uh,
Like I can't have
what's
I
it
can't have
called?
eggnog.
The eggnog. What's in eggnog?
Eggnog.
I always
look up
think
an actual
always think
recipe.
eggnog is an abbreviated word for something.
It sounds
No,
like
no.
it, doesn't it?
Agnostic or something.
This
you
is
know what I mean?
this is from the Food Network. It's 4 egg yolks. Jesus, a third of a cup of sugar. 1 pint of whole milk.
This is eggnog.
Eggnog. 1 cup of heavy cream. 3 ounces of bourbon, which is pretty much no bourbon.
Yeah. What's,
Yeah, that's nothing in that.
1 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg, and it also says with a star next to it 4 egg whites.
so it's
Yeah.
milk, heavy cream, sugar, and egg yolks, and the
Egg whites on
tiniest
too.
little bit of bourbon. Yeah, you have to mix them in separately or something like that.
Yeah.
Just drink the bourbon and throw
Yeah,
the rest
what the
away.
fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, Logan Callahan is finally checking in.
we were trying to do a
Said better late than never. Missed almost 2 hours of this beautiful accent. Fuck.
He's not talking to you, Peter.
It's a request.
No. Say something super Scottish.
How you doing?
Jesus. We were trying to make an eggnog drink for the eggnog crawl.
I
for
see.
Arlington
Eggnog
and,
crawl.
And I was onto something. I really was, but the eggnog is just too much of a pain in the ass to
You can't
to fuck
steam
with.
it because you're basically scrambling eggs.
Mm-hmm.
You can't steam it. It doesn't work.
The moment you,
can
heat
warm it up,
it loosens up.
but you can warm it up, but you can't use like the steam wand because there's eggs in it.
Yeah.
Like you're cooking them. It just doesn't work that way.
It would be
So-
really cloddy
yeah,
and awful.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so the way that they did it, heating it up slowly to temperature works. But the steam wand, I mean, the steam coming out is 212 degrees.
Yeah,
So
not a good
it's,
thing.
It's scrambling the eggs in the pitcher. So yeah, it's just not good.
Ryan's homemade
And
scrambled
the
eggnog.
the worst part about it is we know this because we use fairly high quality ingredients. If you use shitty off the shelf whatever eggnog from Walmart, it would probably steam great, which
Yeah.
is what they have at fucking Starbucks.
Yeah, powdered eggs or something. And it's
at
probably crap.
Starbucks they make eggnog lattes all day long and they don't separate like that.
Can't
So
believe
what does
it's
that
not
tell you?
eggs.
We can.
Yes, we can believe it's not eggs.
The one thing I miss, the recipe around the holidays is my grandmother's sausage bread. Very simple. She used to just take pizza dough. She'd roll it out. I can't have the pizza dough. And then she'd put mozzarella cheese and then cooked sausage, crumbled cooked sausage in there, and then roll it up and then bake that. And it was the fucking best around Christmas. And
yeah, I've tasted.
She's gone,
I've
and
tasted
I don't
sausage bread before. It's nice.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, you can't have a cheat day like me.
I cannot. My dad always used to do like wacky shit for Christmas Eve dinner, like lobster, and he'd go all out because it was just him and him and my brother growing up. So he'd go. Christmas Eve was like we're gonna get fed tonight, and he'd always get like all kinds of crazy shit. We'd do surf and turf and silly shit like that. He'd just blow his fucking wad so we can have a crazy dinner before Christmas. And my brother would wake me up by banging pots together. Christmas morning. Yep. 6 o'clock in the morning. And that crazy ADD psychopath.
I remember the day that I was.
Gang, come on, get up, fucking.
I remember the day that I became a grown up was my brother was like, Adam, it's Christmas, and I was like, fuck off. No, it's not happening.
Not before my coffee.
I was like with my parents, like no presents until the fucking coffee is done. I think I was like 14 or 15. I was just like, this is horse shit. I can have this in an hour. Can we just not? It's 6 a.m.
Yeah. Anyway, computer. Fart.
Let's do it one more time.
That's a fucking long one. Huh?
Wow. So that's probably the most expensive whoopee cushion ever.
Computer. Fart.
That's bravura.
That sounds like me after my gallbladder came out.
Yeah, so you can have your Amazon Alexa fart for you, apparently. And it's a good one. Yeah. Andy Reid figured this out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait
Now
to show Brooke.
that
She's
was
going to lose her
imparting
goddamn
wisdom.
mind.
That's really. Now, there are other devices like this, right?
Yeah,
so we should
the Google Home
compete with them to see who does the best fart.
Oh, that's...
Here, well,
It should be a playoff.
Hey, Siri. Fart.
No comment.
She won't do it.
Siri's fucking lame.
She's prissy.
Siri, I need you to fart. Hey, Siri. I need you to make a fart noise. She said, who, me? I need you to make... You dumb bitch. It's terrible. She's fucking terrible. She's worthless.
Especially, she's not a fart mistress.
Yeah.
Well, Alexa
Awful.
is. And that's awesome. All right, so I think we've covered all our bases.
Yeah. I think we accomplished everything we set out to do.
So with that, I will...
Do you want to read off these show titles we're not going to use?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So today's episode is going to be called Dead Radio Podcast Moss Spectacular 3 Tokyo Drift. But I have all these titles because you guys were really funny, and I wish I wrote down the first couple because they were really good too.
Yeah, you had one. You said something about the Peter. You said something about down here the Mistos.
The Mithraic Grotto.
The Mithraic Grotto. Jesus Christ!
That's
Can we
what
write
this
that
is called
down?
now.
Sounds like a Norwegian. Sounds like a Norwegian thrash band.
The Mithraic Grotto.
How do you spell?
It's kind of like the grotto at the Playboy Mansion.
It's like
just
from
in a basement.
Mithras was a god that the Romans worshipped in the military, and it actually has Christmas connections because Mithras had a banquet with the sun god Sol Invictus, and it was depicted in statues. And of course, Sol Invictus is December 25th. That was his day, so that's the connection.
Oh,
Nice.
So I was making a very obscure reference.
and it comes right back around.
So for our titles we're not going to use, we have Menstrual Show.
Okay.
So not blackface, but menstruation.
Yes.
I can't believe it's not Eucharist. Jesus had mange. Evil Christmas testicles.
Who said that? Oh, the evil Christmas around your house. Okay.
getting Alexa to fart.
All right.
And hashtag N-word flick.
Oh, man. Well, this will be a Moss to remember.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
I enjoyed
guys,
it.
for coming on.
Yeah,
Andy.
loads of fun.
Strangevar.
What is that? Is that Scottish?
Yep. Strangevar.
Strangevar.
Your day man napper in your ball bag.
All right. Of course, we've been sitting here the whole time with Andy Reid from Catskill Conversation. Third Tuesday of every month from 2 to 3, 90.7 FM Acre. Go to wavefarm.org/WGXC. You can download all their shows there. Tomorrow, December 19th, is they got the best of 2017. So that's a good starting point for most people.
2
They're
o'clock
just
till
getting
3
into you
o'clock.
guys now.
And the first guest on the show tomorrow is yourself.
All right. Nice. Thank you very much. Mumbling and stuttering, and
I'm sure they edited it.
Like
down.
I said before. Oh, they edited
just some mumbling and stuttering.
I re-listened to it today, and I didn't mention it before. I didn't realize how much editing he did on me. He had to fucking chop me up a lot because I was just like, trying to come up with metaphors and similes.
Metaphors are not your strong suit.
Yeah, I'm a fucking dummy. Also, Magus Peter H. Gilmore of the Church of Satan. That's churchofsatan.com. At Church of Satan Official on Facebook. And, check them out. A lot of good reading on that website. Like, educate yourselves.
What we're thinking next year, here's a gift that we want from our fans. We want you guys to pay for our card-carrying memberships to the Church of Satan.
I actually almost asked that for Chris. Everybody's asking
very
me for
reasonable.
Christmas.
Jump on patreon.com/deadradiopodcast. Even pledge $1 a month, and you get us closer to being card-carrying members of the Church of Satan.
Actually, I think we should be on next year, right? And from this point on, we should all grow our eyebrows.
Yeah.
Turn up with big eyebrows.
Eyebrow growing competition.
And I judge.
Yeah. Oh man, this was a shit ton of fun. Thank you both for coming on. This is great. Next week is actual Moss, and we're not.
We're not going to be here. So,
we're off.
It's going to be followed by, hopefully, if we can bring it together, a live Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Yeah, we got some work to do.
So we just got to make it all happen. But for those who have listened to the show before, we had Lou Agresta on. He's a writer for.
And we had Julie.
We've had Julie on, but what's the name?
Starfinder.
Of it? Starfinder, which is Dungeons and Dragons. He's a writer for Dungeons and Dragons. And when he said he was a game designer, I thought he meant video games, but apparently not.
No.
Yeah, so he's a really cool guy. He has great tattoos, and he's a lot of fun. So we're going to have him on. He's going to be our dungeon master.
Yeah, he's DM Supreme.
Then we have Julia, who's a coworker and an okay person. And then my little brother's friend, Lee.
Yes.
Coming on.
Girlfriend?
I don't know yet. She used to just be a person that we knew that played Dungeons and Dragons, but now she's Matthew's friend.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I think I met her in the shop.
Yeah.
In the coffee house. She seemed a nice girl.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't get anything done next week, the following week, we're going to have a coworker of ours, Kathleen Quinn, on, and we're going to test her knowledge on the Back to the Future movies.
Yeah, she's never seen Back to the Future, so she has
I haven't
homework.
either.
Now, talking about Back
you want to come back January 1st? Just watch Back to the Future before then? Because we're just going to do an entire show about nerding out about time travel theory.
Can I just segue about a segue? It's going to be on the show tomorrow. Mike segued from what you were saying and used Back to the Future to say.
Yeah, oh God, that segue was like the greatest
if you
thing
listen
ever.
Tomorrow, you hear a Back to the Future segue on the show.
Definitely check that.
I'm
going to be listening tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Mm-hmm.
I think I missed last month's one, but I watched. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yes.
So there you go. Until next time, whenever that may be.
Probably next Wednesday. Not Monday, but Wednesday. A couple days after Christmas. If not, it'll be the following Monday, and we'll let you know when the D&D podcast is going to happen.
So solstice is on the 21st. So happy solstice, happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy. Merry Yule. And
Hail Satan.
Yeah, and Hail Satan.
Of course. So you want me to do two of them?
Or maybe just say and he can plug it in.
Oh, I can just say and at the end.
Yeah, kind of.
Wait, so who's doing what? What?
So you had him do one. Do you want to play both of them at the beginning, or you want to space them out?
I'll probably play both of them at the beginning.
Okay. Forget about the and. Just do I'm Peter Gilmore. Magus, high. You go Magus or high.
Yeah, Magus. I usually say.
Yeah. So however you feel comfortable,
all right.
and then where we can find your information.
Sure.
And you're listening to the Dead Radio podcast.
Okay.
It's pretty similar to what you did before.
Okay.